So you just found out that you're autistic and don't know what to do now? Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm autistic. And the first time I figured that out, I became really confused, stressed, a ton of emotions basically. And the thing is, we live in a world where YouTube is pretty important, and I went to YouTube and I want to make a video that is specifically for that moment where you are like, I think I might be autistic. I just heard that I might be autistic, or I just got my autism diagnosis. And oh my gosh, what should I do now? What does that mean? And everything. And I want to make a video specifically for you and for everyone interested. So the first thing you need to know is that you are still you, and I really, really mean that. Like, that's a diagnosis that is made because you fit certain criteria. When you look online and you see the specific criteria for autism and you are like, I don't do that, then it's important to know that not all of these criteria have to be exactly like they're written there. Like, autism is so diverse. It's a spectrum, so you can have more or less of something, and basically the diagnosis has to fit you. You don't have to change in any way or act different. And I know that sounds weird to anyone who isn't directly confronted with this, but when you are given a kind of label, then you automatically think that you need to act a certain way to be part of that group. But that group is very diverse, and that group basically just means that you struggle with specific things, and they don't all have to be there in you or for you. So it's just most of these things will probably, if the diagnosis is right, be a struggle for you. I hope you really understand that when you're watching this video now and you're like scared, or you don't know if you, for example, can marry sometime. Like, if there's an autist out there who can't do this because he feels uncomfortable with these things, then that doesn't have to mean that you will never marry, because you are still you. And if you really want to marry someone, then I'm sure there is a way for you, because you are not the same as this artist you may have read or heard about. That's how I mean that, and that's very, very important. The second thing is that there is an amazing community out there, and you are not alone in any way. You will find a ton of people that are like you. I will link some of these people that I love and enjoy that are on Instagram or YouTube for you, so you can jump into their videos and figure out more about yourself and about others in that community. As you will see, there is not only just bad things that come with autism. There are a lot of positive things and a lot of very special things about us, and you will soon see that autism as a diagnosis is not as bad as you first thought. Or maybe you don't think that, but I know a lot of people that will come to you and will make you feel like it is a bad thing because they've only heard about that kid that isn't speaking and stuff like that. Which brings me to the third thing. You will hear from people that you don't look autistic. I don't think you are autistic. You are not like my whatever I know, or you are not like that person in to be. You can't just be autistic. And there will also be professionals that will say that. And I know that sounds weird, like, aren't professionals the ones who diagnose? But it is really, really important that if you haven't already gotten your diagnosis, but you heard that you might be autistic, that you will look for someone who is well researched into that topic and knows the newest things about autism and who doesn't believe the old stereotypes, which doesn't mean that they don't exist, but you will get a proper diagnosis from someone that knows the actual research properly. There are always people, like we know in the current situation, how there are people you may think you could trust in knowing better, but they don't. So just be a little careful with that. It's not like there are, like, everyone is bad, but, like, for example, I searched in Google, like, psychologists, autism in women. And then I found an amazing psychologist who really knows how to diagnose women, because in women it's often a little bit more under the surface. So we have learned to mask pretty well, which means that we are kind of acting more normal and trying to hide things that we were told aren't that normal. And because we came used to it, we often seem to others like we are normal, and then they don't diagnose us. I know this because I got misdiagnosed with a personality disorder, because she knew that some kind of things like that fit into autism, but she just, I acted not right and she was not sure. And I talked to this with the proper psychologist, and he was like, yeah, she just didn't know the right way to diagnose a woman with autism. So that's just what I wanted to put out there. And yeah, that's kind of 3 and 4 together. I'm not counting anyway. I'm just trying to give you some points that are important right now for you. But just know that the way you are isn't defined by people that are like thinking you are not fitting into their box. If you went to someone who is a professional in diagnosing autism, then a different doctor you might meet isn't capable of doing that. So even though he made you believe that he knows that very well, you've done your best and you went to someone and you got the diagnosis, or you are in the process of getting the diagnosis or whatever, and someone randomly you meet somewhere has not the right to take that diagnosis away from you. And he might act like that because people, as you might know, if you're masked, you can like pretend that you are like, I could sit there and be like, haha, and people can pretend this. Yeah, let's end with a last point that's also pretty important. You are amazing. Autistic people are different. We know that. They have some struggles in this world. But anyway, you have such an amazing different way of thinking, and you might struggle with too much sensations and with social interactions. But the way you do things is so creative and different, and you probably have so many cool special interests, and you are very important to this society, and don't feel like you are a burden or you are wrong. You are amazing, and I'm happy that you found this video, and I hope you know that this diagnosis is nothing to be sad about. Take it as an acceptance. You have a word for it now, and you know how to search for other people that are like you, like me, for example, and like so many other people that I also met on this journey. And with this, I am going to invite you to look into my info box and check out a few other amazing artists and whatever on Instagram, on YouTube, and have some fun, dig into the crazy, amazing world of autism, learn how to deal with your struggles, and just take it step by step. you will see, you will now with that diagnosis have something in hand to figure out how to live in this world in a way that fits for you. Have a happy rest of your day. Bye!